Hi, everyone. Scribbler Johnny checking in really quick before we continue. I just wanted to apologize for how long we've been between updates. I got a bit ill and things have been rough in Mordor in the shadow of Mount Doom, but that's not what's important. What's important is that we are getting to a very tangled part of the story. There are webs and paths and plots and plans, and Mike is getting into these intrigues after they've been in play for longer than his reign. But he is a capable man. He is very well assisted and supported and has good advisors and a good head. So we will see how he handles things now that he is in the den of one of the most cunning and clever Kitsune noblewomen. We continue, or we are in chapter 5 of Croaking Mike. It's a political marriage, Mike. Sancho knows it, she replied. She traced her fingertips on Mike's hand. If I am who you choose, I can hardly refuse you. Lady Emerald, I won't insist. Perhaps your servant, Maria. She's charming. Or Lady Eboshi. Why are you suddenly in favor of this? Lady Emerald asked. I'm charmed by you, my lady. I won't lie to you and pretend it's anything but that. She gave another mysterious smile. Then let me share honesty. I am charmed by you, she said. Is she a rotten liar? Whisper said in his mind. May we retire before the committee arrives and get to know one another? Mike asked. So soon? Emerald sighed. It's been a while since a man was so eager for my favors. She took him by the hand with a giggle and led him to the master bedroom. Unable to resist the scandal, Mike knew she was lying, and he saw Sancho, disguised as a kimono hung to dry, and Mike grabbed a satin scarf. My lady, I hope you'll indulge me, he said, holding the scarf. She nodded and dismissed her clothes, laying back on her bed, watching him. Mike blindfolded her, nuzzled her cheek, her neck, but he would not kiss her. He stood up and nodded to Sancho. I'm going to be fast, my lady. It's always fast the first time, he said. The illusionary enhancement of her breasts vanished, and with that illusion gone, he saw stretch marks, and stretch marks on her belly as well. And then Sancho mounted his waiting wife. Mike himself waited. He wanted to see her face when she learned the truth. Manipulate the Crow King? No, Lady Emerald, not you. Her tails caressed her lover's back, and felt his tail. Emerald gasped and pulled off her blindfold. Sancho, you deceiver! She shouted, but she held him, refusing to stop. When it was over, she laughed and kissed her husband. Forgive me, darling. I've been awful to you, she whispered. Forgive us, my lady. King Mike wanted our marriage to be happy. She looked over to the King of Crows. Well played, Your Highness. I didn't expect this at all. You win. And then she smiled and kissed her husband again. Next time can I have you? Or join us, please? she asked. Ask your husband, Mike replied. No! Emerald is mine, Sancho demanded. She wrapped her tails around him. Yes, husband, she agreed. I'll never stray again. Mike knew, and Sancho knew, that she was lying again, but let it be. Sancho gave Mike a wink, giving him permission, but Mike shook his head. No fox wives for King Mike. He left the couple to their own devices and allowed Maria Kingston to escort him to the door. Have a nice day, your highness. Save me, Maria said, and whispered. Mike paused and looked into her eyes. His eyes went golden, and without another word, he kissed her eyeball, drinking her secrets. He saw Emerald cramming massive sex toys against the will of the protesting woman, beating her, and also making tender love to her. Mike blinked. He hadn't known he could do that. Maria blinked too, rubbing her eyes. I drank your secrets. Come with me and be free, Mike said. I can't, King Mike. I have a contract. Let me see what I can do, Mike said. He took her hand and gave it a squeeze. He felt so many things as he walked away. And he stopped and headed directly to the master bedroom. The Kitsune nobles were still embracing their newfound love of each other. Do you want something sweet after all, King Mike? Lady Emerald asked, licking her lips. I want Maria's contract. Name your price, Mike said. Why would you want my fuck toy? I can make her suck your dick right now for free. You don't need her contract, Lady Emerald said, and then she licked Sancho's neck. I want her contract, Mike insisted. You were serious? Sancho, why does he want my ugly human when he can have me? I think he wants to keep her so he can have human company, Sancho replied, and he pulled himself away from his wife. Oh, of course. You haven't had human company for a long time, Emerald agreed, but then her eyes narrowed. I will release her to your service, but if you give her a child, it belongs to me. I want a changeling baby to raise for my own, especially if they inherit your drifter traits. No, Mike said. You can be the child's godmother. Agreed. Also, you must fuck me at a time of my choosing, and I want you to cry out my name like you love me too. And any babies are mine to keep. Mike checked with Whisper mentally. She's not lying. She honestly wants this more than Maria, Whisper said in his mind. Agreed, so long as the time is not today. Agreed. We have a pact. I swear by my tails and my name that Maria Kingston is now your servant, bound by the contract I made with her. But now you are her master. The price we agree is that you make love to me at my demand, and if I should bear your child, that child is mine to keep, and you will not attempt to take them. The penalty for breaking our pact is 1 year of slavery. Your body and soul will be mine. Mike agreed to the terms without hesitation. Seal it with a kiss. I want to taste your tongue, Emerald said. I seal our pact, Mike agreed, and he turned to her and leaned over the bed to kiss the Kitsune noblewoman. She pulled him down and wrapped about him, sliding her tongue greedily into his mouth. It was longer than a human's. Mike tried to pull away, but she held on, clenching and thrusting against him. Mike was unable to pull away a second time, but the third he was able to break free, and he gagged. Emerald waved her fox tongue at him, laughing. Still in human shape, her tails then waved bye-bye. Take the fuck toy and give her a good home, Lady Emerald said. But remember, my choosing. Mike wiped his mouth. Remember, you share the penalty for breaking our pact, Mike said. Our terms don't bind my conduct at all, she laughed. Oh, you didn't hear what you agreed to? I spoke my terms clearly, Mike said coldly. She was on her feet in a flash. What terms, Crow King? What treachery is this? I said my terms. You sealed the pact with a kiss. I guess you'd better watch your step. Then again, maybe you want to belong to me, body and soul, for a year. I'd make good use of your talents, like turning you into an erotic statue for a month or two. And then Mike snapped his fingers. I sub-vocalized, you foolish vixen. Magic like yours will be able to find out what you pacted with me. He left the master bedroom. Maria, pack up. You're coming with me, Mike ordered. The contract compelled her. As she followed him out of the house and through Tanuki Land, after a time Maria was able to ask, What happened, master? I bought your contract for a dear price, Maria. But do not fear, I will release you. I cannot abide the treatment of servants of the kind that you endured, Mike replied. Also, never call me master. Call me Mike. Yes, Mike. Damn that contract. Maria carried her pitiful belongings in silence for a time. Aren't you going to thank me for saving you? Mike asked. You paid a dear price. My gratitude is worth nothing, Maria demurred. Mike sighed. He felt like a heel. And then Maria gave him a look. Mike paused at that look. Doing the right thing shouldn't make him feel bad. But there it was. He hated having a bonded woman. Tanuki, they saw, waved at him, and he returned their waves and resumed his journey. And once safely in the compound of his own sphere of influence, Mike took Maria's bundle and he set it down gently in his office. Maria Kingston, I release you. You have been a good and faithful servant. Be free. Ending the contract. She wept almost immediately in relief. She asked, How can I repay you? Live a good life. Ask Nemo for a year's, well, for your wages, and you can live here until you can your own home, Mike said, walking to his desk. Mike, wait, Maria called out. What did you pay? Never ask again. Suffice to say, your freedom was worth it to me, and I will never hold it over you, Mike replied. Looking over his shoulder, he needed to be alone. Whisper, help her get settled, Mike whispered. I hear and obey, my king, Whisper replied, and she took human shape to give him a kiss. Mike held her for a moment, but hurried to his desk and his seat. Whisper said, "Welcome to the household. Right this way," and began to lead Maria to a safe room. "I thought a pink butterfly was effeminate," Maria replied. Mike leaned against his desk, praying that Lady Emerald would not conceive. The thought of one of his children raised by that monster was too awful. He sobbed but did not weep. He had won 2 out of 2 against a much more cunning and experienced opponent, centuries older. He'd won. Sancho had won. Heck, Maria and Lady Emerald had won too. Everybody won. His knees sagged, and then his eyes sought Regicide. He saw it, waiting faithfully. "Hello, dear friend," Mike said, drawing the sword-breaker from its scabbard. He kissed the steel. "We won again!" Mike laughed in relief. "King wins again!" Mike shouted, and he raised Regicide high in his right hand. "Oh, baby, my streak has to end sometime. But for now, the human's on top." And as always, holding Regicide was comforting to him. Except, of course, for the times when Regicide had been covered in the blood of friends. All was as it should be, with his weapon to hand, the weapon of his heart, the slayer of kings. Mike sheathed Regicide, and now I have to see to Miss Kingston. Leaving his office, Mike said, "Whisper, where's Maria?" "Follow the pink butterfly, my love," Whisper replied in his mind, and a glowing phantasmal butterfly led him to a guest room across the courtyard. Maria was now dressed in black robes rather like Shizu's. She was taller and bigger than Shizu, of course, but this seemed to be the servant's garb for his household. Maria bowed. "Don't," Mike said. "You're a guest now, not a servant. Mr. Nemo has hired me to be your computer technician, my king. I'm also your secretary." "We have computers?" Mike asked. "We do now, Mike," Whisper replied. "But you could go anywhere," Mike replied. "I'd rather ride this out," Maria said. "Welcome aboard, then," Mike replied. Maria nodded. "I'll even teach your chef some Jamaican recipes I've learned," she added. Mike smiled and nodded and left her there. "Well then, Nemo, did I give you hiring authority?" Mike demanded as he walked the courtyard. "I am your mouthpiece and your hands, my king." "Fire her if you don't want her," Nemo replied, poofing to stand in front of him. "Or fire me if I have offended you." "You haven't," Mike growled. "Yet you are angry," Nemo observed. "I didn't want more servitude for that woman." "She wants to work here, my king. She'll be earning fair wages." "Yes, but I wanted her to be free." "She is free." Mike sighed. He wasn't going to win this one. And Maria passed them by, giving Mike a bow. "Now where's she going?" "To your office, I imagine." "Very well." "But as a free woman, her comings and goings shouldn't really be your business, should they?" Mike gave Nemo a look, and then he smiled and began to laugh. "Yes, she is free to go as she pleases, isn't she?" Kay joined them. and Mike had forgotten that Z would be around. For what it's worth, I thought you were in the right, Kay said, and doffed Zur helmet. Thank you, Kay. He was struck again by Kay's beauty. I see how you look at me, King, Kay said. I apologize. I don't mind. Just sorry I distract you. Still, does a person good to feel attractive. Mike resumed walking to his office, and he saw Joe chasing Shizu while in panda form, and she was in her small Tengu form, hopping ahead of the cub. Mike smiled and waved at them. I also saw that you did not take advantage of that human woman, not for 1 second. I'm not built that way, Mike said. Plus, I'd hate myself if I had. Yes, I believe you would, Kay observed. King, I will gladly fight beside you, against any foe, Kay swore. Mike heard the oath, and he took her hand. And you, Kay. I am your brother. Thank you for your fidelity. Thank you. My former name is Yuri, but please never call me that. Why tell me? Mike asked. Because you're my brother now? Kay resumed wearing their helmet. Mike nodded and walked the rest of the way to his office. He saw Maria was sorting through mail. He had mail? Kay sat down on a chair, her armor clanking. Maria nodded. Hello, Kay, she said, and Kay waved. My former mistress ordered me to pleasure Kay once, Maria explained. Well, there will be no such orders here. You are completely free, Mike explained, taking the envelopes that Maria was holding out for him. Don't you want to know the story? Kay asked. None of my business, Mike replied. And then he put on an affected yawn. Invest in a shopping mall in Kitchener, Ontario, urged a letter. Nope. Succubi contracts. Safety guaranteed. Double nope. Dragon tears form diamonds. It's true. Nope again. We have been watching you. We want to talk. Call Eloise Wannaporn to schedule a meeting. The Forked Tongue Alliance. Well, the Naga reached out to me first. Maria, please call Eloise Wannaporn to schedule a meeting. Ask Nemo what my schedule is like so that we do it properly. Wannaporn? Maria giggled. It's a perfectly respectable Thai name, Maria. Doesn't have anything to do with pornography. I don't think. I don't speak a lick of that language, Mike admitted. Then Mike found his wallet. He pulled out the Trouble Consultant's metal business card. Here is her card. As I recall, Eloise is good people, if a pervert. A pervert? She's a Naga, you know. Snake woman. She told me scaly lovin' was good lovin'. And then Mike shook his head. I never intend to find out. Maria nodded. Don't like snakes? She asked. I have nothing against reptiles of any sort. I just don't intend to have sex with any either. Maria laughed at this, and Kay joined them. What? Just imagining you, with a snake wrapped around you, hissing and licking your face, you screaming in terror. You're a bit twisted. Remind me to stay out of your bed. Both of you, Mike retorted. Oh, don't say that, my king, Maria pleaded. It was just fun. You don't owe me anything, Maria. I will never order you to my bed. Don't be hasty to refuse my bed either, King. One cold night I might be exactly what you need, Kay replied. Mike turned to look at the armored warrior. Are you propositioning me, my representative? Just advising you to keep your options open, King. And so what if I am? Maria asked. Maria, it would feel all kinds of wrong, knowing what I know. Maybe it would do me a world of good. Healthy, gentle, consensual. Mike studied her. Why me, though? Human contact, the secretary replied. Mike nodded and reached an arm around her. See the women in these photos? I am in love with all of them, and I have to keep all of them satisfied. Ask Whisper to make an appointment, and I will give you some of that gentle loving, he said. An appointment? How unromantic can you get? Maria asked. What choice does the king have? He's got responsibilities and obligations, Kay argued. Maria nodded and went back to his mail. This one is from the chair of the Kitsune League, she said. The rest of these appear to be more junk mail. Mike flipped through just to be sure, and put all the junk mail into a pile. Turn the junk mail into mulch, please, he said. Yes, my king, Maria replied. Kay took a nap, using her tail as a pillow. Maria installed Mike's computer, rubbing his legs at every opportunity she found. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you a cat? Mike asked. No, just being affectionate, Maria said from underneath his desk. I will not be seduced, Mike said. Sorry, came her muffled reply. Look, Maria, it's not that I don't like you, okay? I do have a lot of women to keep happy. I simply don't have room. Can we please just be friends? Mike, I'm not asking for marriage, just one night of normal human affection. I just want to feel like a normal woman. I'm not trying to steal you. Then she climbed out from under his desk, adjusting her robes. See, I didn't even flash my bra at you just now, Maria said. She was very close to him, though, standing between his legs. She looked down. My king, she said. I'm not bad. And Mike swallowed. I didn't say that you were. Part of the price. If you have my child, that vixen is the godmother, Mike explained. Maria gasped. I don't want her near any child of mine. Nor mine, Mike agreed. I see. You told me not to ask the price. Maria looked again at his crotch, and then her black kimono. Mike, I. But she said nothing more, and sidestepped to resume her chair on the side of his desk. And she powered up her brand new tablet. He heard Kay snore softly. Sancho poofed into the office to interrupt Mike's thoughts. King Mike, my wife is somehow furious and happy with you in equal measure. You beat her excellently, he declared. And then he saw Maria. Ah, I assumed you'd release her. I did, Mike griped. Meet my new secretary. Tell me you never fucked her. I did. I was gentle, wasn't I, Maria? Every time, she agreed. Mike sighed. I wanted you to lie. I cannot bring myself to lie to you, my friend. You gave me my wife. Maria, do I know anyone else that you got ordered to fuck? Mike asked. Maria thought and thought. No, my king, no one else. Are you lying? Yes. Good. She's a cunning linguist, Kay said, stretching. Shut up, you, Mike snapped. Whisper says tonight. Maria said. She did not, Mike shouted. Maria showed him the screen of her tablet. Oh, have it your way, Mike retorted. He stood up. I'm going to bug Ryan for a snack, he announced and left his office. He heard uproarious laughter as he walked away from his office. What would the universe do without him to be the butt of all the jokes? What indeed? Ryan, he barked from the kitchen. Please tell me we have chocolate. We have chocolate. Milk, dark, white. Yes, please. All of the above? You got it. Mike sat down on a stool, eating his chocolate morsels out of a bowl, all intermingled. I feel like a puppet sometimes, Ryan. So cut your strings, the Nekojin chef replied. Here, I made you a roast beef sandwich. Honey mustard, lots of mayo, sharp cheddar, little bits of horseradish. And he slid the sandwich over on a paper plate. Mike nodded and took a big bite. King Mike, I won't claim I get all the crap that you got weighing on you, but I know this. Relax and take what comes as it comes. We can't change the past or the future, and all we can really see is what's in front of us. So bit, take a bit, take those bites out of the life sandwich. Enjoy 'em as you get 'em. Mike nodded. You've got an embarrassment of riches in the ladies' department. You can only make you happy, though. You can't control how any of them feel. So make sure you're happy. In the end, you are only truly responsible for you and to you. When did you become all wise? Mike asked with his mouth full. Wise? Me? I'm just a lazy Tom who plays too many video games. No wisdom here, boss. Eat your sandwich, Ryan said. Every time Mike came out on top, he'd get outmaneuvered some other way. His heart still ached when he thought of Karen, and he began to have even stronger feelings for Shizu and Betty. Did he want to risk catching feelings for Maria? And how could he have sex with her? How could he have sex with her and feel nothing? Wasn't Echo supposed to be here by now? How odd to think of her now, his girlfriend's girlfriend. Sure, he liked her, and she clearly liked him, but with how little she spoke, she was largely an unknown. Still, he jumped right into bed with her, hadn't he? But Echo had never been bound to him, and Echo wasn't black. Having sex with a black woman who had been under his control, however briefly, felt wrong. That slavery angle always lurked in his interactions with black folks. He hated feeling guilty for what he'd had nothing to do with, but it was still there. Slavery was bad, and as a white American, he had to feel bad because of other people's racism. He finished his sandwich, and he looked over at a different colored chocolate morsel, and then a different one. White, light brown, dark brown, together. No, no, he was not going to have a chocolate inspired epiphany about race relations. Maria didn't care that he was white. And and damn it, some things you just have to accept and some things you have to let go. And he took a deep breath and decided to let go of all of his white guilt. Not for the first time. Colonialism, racism, ism. Ism was his enemy. He knew that a woman needed human affection. He was a human. Human connect to human. His people were laughing at him over this. He realized he deserved it. To Maria, he was a fellow human being. And so was she. And maybe they might fall in love. Maybe they might not. She was a person who had been used and abused. If there was anything he could do to help her heal, he wanted to try. He carried the bowl with bits of chocolate in it back to his office. Once inside, Kay, Sancho, and Maria were laughing at the trick that Mike had played on Lady Emerald. King, tell me what you bound Lady Emerald to, please? Kay asked. Mike smiled. I bound her to not have sex with anyone but her husband without his permission, to never act against the persons or interests of the Tengu court or Tanuki Federation, and to treat others with respect and kindness, he said. Shall we start a pool on when she'll report for her year? They all laughed at the predicament the vixen had gotten herself into, thinking she was immune. Others would learn to underestimate the Crow King at their peril. And what did Nemo have to say about the Naga? Mike asked. I haven't spoken to him yet, my king, Maria replied. Have you mulched the junk mail? Mike asked. He saw the neat stack still on his desk. No. You're a 0 for 2, Maria. She bowed. Nemo! Mike shouted. His spy poofed into the room. When can I schedule a meeting with the Naga of the Forked Tongue Alliance? The Tengu checked his own tablet. Your schedule is open, my king. Mike nodded. Maria, call Eloise Wannaporn, the trouble consultant, and inform her that I will meet the Naga on Sunday. That's this Sunday, please. He handed the junk mail to Nemo. Please give these to the gardener to use for mulch, he asked. Nemo bowed and poofed away. Maria picked up his desk phone and dialed. Mike sat down. Hello, this is Maria. I'm King Mike of the Tengu Court's secretary, Maria said. Yes, he remembers you, Ms. Wannaporn. He requests a meeting this coming Sunday. Yes, you can call this number or text his cell directly at this number. Mike tried to gesture for her to not give his private number, but it was too late. She hung up the phone. Okay, Maria, in the future, don't give my cell number unless I ask you to, please. Oh, because she's a pervert? Mike nodded. Getting unrequested snake woman tits and slit pics is not my cup of tea. Maybe she won't, suggested Kay. And then Mike's phone buzzed. A text message. Remember these? A photo of Eloise topless and smiling. Mike wordlessly showed everyone the photo. What have we learned, class? He asked. Kay snorted. Sancho asked for the picture. Sancho, she meant this for me. I shouldn't have shown you, honestly. It was ungentlemanly now that I think of it. What will you reply? Maria asked. Mike thought, and then he replied in a text message of his own. I do remember. Thank you. I'm married now, so please don't send more. He then deleted the photo. I said thanks, but no thanks, he announced. And then he looked at one of the photos of Kurama. She had a strawberry near her lips. Kurama was very sensitive on the subject of Naga. We will not tell my queen that I received a tit pic from a Naga. She's very touchy about the snake people. Because your predecessor left her for one, Sancho said, nodding. Thank you, Mr. Plot. Shall we continue? Mike snarked. Sancho nodded. I will tell her about the meeting, of course, Mike continued, and then it was time for dinner. Maria ate a handful of the chocolate morsels before following the others to the dining room. Mike introduced Maria as his secretary and told Kurama about the meeting with the Naga. Lilia was there, but Dina did not join them. Where is Dina? Mike asked. Dina is staying at a Tengu hostel. She's making friends, Lilia replied. So, Maria, did my king interview you before ending your contract? Kurama asked. No, my queen. Kurama looked sharply at Mike. You could have gotten useful information, she said. We still can. She's ours now, Mike replied. Maria nodded. Ask me anything, my queen. What part of Jamaica are you from? Kurama asked. Kingston, Mike replied. Kurama blinked, and then she smiled. It was a shot in the dark anyway. I don't know anything about Jamaica. Oh, well, then in that case, I'm from East Reggae Village. And then giggled. I'm from I Love King Mike Village, Maymay declared. After dinner, Mike and Kurama bathed each other. So, do me a favor, love, Kurama said. Anything? Mike asked. Drink the Jamaican woman's secrets tonight. You should be able to do that by now. Both of her eyes. All right, we can just interview her. We might not know the right questions to ask. This is less precise, but it can help us to ask the right questions, Kurama explained. Yes, my love. Ah, I love hot baths, Kurama sighed. I love being alone with my wife. I love hearing you call me wife. I'm your only wife in the whole world for your whole life. My wife for life, Mike said, and he wrapped her in his arms. She lay the back of her head against Mike's chest and pulled his hands to her breasts. I'd gotten very comfortable with not having much in this department, she said. But I do like how I have grown and changed because you like them. I like your thighs, too. I do have nice thighs, she agreed. The better to pounce on you with, my dear. She gave his hand a kiss. Do you wish I had bigger boobs, like Fushin or Lilia have? No, I like having a variety, and boobs aren't everything. Maria's are big. I hadn't noticed. Liar. No, really. I looked, but I never paid attention. Hmm. Well, pay attention tonight. Make me proud, Kurama said. I don't get it. Mike, every woman who screams with her legs around you is a testament to my reign. Kurama's king. He curls the toes of every woman she sends him to. The king of crows makes all the women squeal. My king. Only I am his bride. Even Sylvia is just a girlfriend. Mike nodded as she spoke. Just no royals, he said. Right? No royals. What if Betty becomes queen? Kurama put a finger to her chin. Then give her lots of royal bastards just to fuck with their succession. but only Betty. What is her rank anyway? Her title, Mike, is Duchess, so she could become queen. Doubtful, but yes. She's pregnant, you know. Kurama moved to face him, her yellow eyes wide. The matrons just might make her the queen then. She is in the bloodline. And then Kurama smiled. And your baby will be the crown heir no matter who she marries, because matrilineal succession. Oh, Mike, I am so happy. Fuck Betty as much as you want. More even. She giggled and kissed him and straddled him. Tomorrow, after you give Maria a sweet awakening, come straight to me and give me one too. I want to celebrate my king. I'm a little behind you, Mike said. She sighed. Tengu's succession only applies to royal children born in wedlock. Only the king and the queen's babies, right? She explained. Joseph is never going to be Crow King unless he marries one of his sisters. It happens, she added. But Joseph is a part of the court and a prince because he is your child through your concubine. She gave him a kiss. Tanuki only care who the mother is because they're sluts. But because you're a king, they will be in the line of succession in case legitimate children don't come to get the crown. So if Betty becomes the queen of the Tanuki, any of her children are in the line, but especially yours are in the line, outranked only by brats from her husband. So if she remains addicted to you, the next crown will be on one of ours. And Kurama laughed and laughed. Crow and raven and rook and tanuki and raccoon and red pandas too. She reached down and pushed his semi-erect manhood inside and closed her eyes. My king, my king's descendants, my line, all of them, my legacy, she said, smug and very aroused. Oh, but you must go to the human, mustn't you? She asked, pouting. I'm too gracious. Mike nodded, but he did not want to stop. Oh, in the morning, straight back to me. I want you to still reek of her, do you hear? Yes, my queen, Mike agreed. Kurama dismounted. Whisper, my bed, now, she ordered, and then left the tub still dripping. Mike sat there for a while. We were going to have megalomania sex, he whined. I never had that kind before. Miss Whisper said you wanted to see me, Maria asked outside the door. Come in, Mike answered. Maria was still wearing her servant robes. Oh, want me to scrub your back? She asked. No, thank you, Mike said. Maria nodded and dropped her robes, and then she pulled off her underwear. Will you scrub mine, my king? She asked. Mike nodded, and then she joined him in the water. Mike bathed her like he would have done when he was performing service himself. What did you put in the water? It's so silky, Maria sighed. Well, this soap and some salts over here, these pink ones, and, Kurama's love juice, Mike replied. Maria giggled. I see why Whisper told me to come. Were you wanting bathtub sex? Were you? Mike asked. Maria rubbed her hands and her arms, closed her eyes. King Mike, this feels so nice. Would you like to do it? My skin feels so smooth now, and the water is just the right temperature, and my bed is so far away. My question was, do you want to have sex in the tub right now? Mike insisted. I want what you're want, you thinking? No, this is happening because you wanted it. You want this to help you heal. Genuine, gentle human affection, Mike said. Right. I don't feel comfortable taking charge. Please, will you take charge? Make me yours? Maria asked. Your bed, then, so that others can use the bath, Mike replied. As you wish, Maria replied. Don't you say as you wish to me unless you mean it, Mike retorted. Her brown eyes regarded him. Wesley and Buttercup? She asked. Right. She stood, and Mike finally paid attention to her body, glistening and sparkling, the water pouring out of her hair. I know you want to touch my hair, she said. All the white boys do. Uh-huh. Want me to towel you dry? Uh-huh. He grabbed towels for them, and they dried each other. And it was one of the most sensual things in recent memory. Was he under a spell? Had Kurama done something? Maria was still Maria, no glamour on her, and he was still himself. He didn't feel drugged, maybe just a little lightheaded. Maria, how do you feel? He asked. Yummy, she replied. Everything is yummy, like a cupcake. I'm yummy, Mike is yummy, life is yummy. Mike looked around. He felt really good. Chapter 6. Life is Yummy. He was excited to make love to his secretary and snuggle with her afterward and wake up next to Maria and have just woke up sex and then hurry straight to his wife to do the same with her. We're enchanted, Maria, he said, and found that he didn't care. Queen Kurama is so nice for doing that for us. Now we can be so yummy together, Maria said. She was smiling in euphoric bliss. Please carry my underwear. I'm going to be a little dizzy, I think, she added, pulling on her robe and tying it, but not bothering to tuck her breasts away. She looked at them and giggled. The girls say you love big boobs. Isn't it sad that no matter how much they look like chocolate, they don't taste like it? Mike pulled on his pants and scooped up her underwear. Aw, they don't? He asked. Do they taste like boobs at least? He tucked them away for her. I bet they do, she agreed and kissed him. But how do you taste? She asked. I don't know. Women like kissing me, so I must taste nice. They stumbled to the guest quarters, and both of them were giggling. And Mike said, the moon looked like a pie. Maria pulled him to her bed and clumsily yanked all of their clothes to the floor. Come under the covers with me, yummy king. Okay. After kissing her, Mike said, "Not to be weird, but I really like your hair, and you're the first black woman I've been with." "Shut up, baby, I know," she replied. And so, thoroughly under Kurama's spell, they made love, giggling and excited about everything. And afterward, Maria felt like a normal woman again. Her trauma would take time to heal completely, but she had her own king now, and he had helped her take the first steps. She couldn't go back to the human world, not with no magic or anything mysterious. No, even staying here as a servant was better than her old life, doing customer service work in Rochester. Maria kissed her king, who was already dozing. He smiled and kissed her back. "Will you stay, my king?" she asked. "Of course. I'm your king until I die," he mumbled. And they both fell asleep. When Mike woke up, he kissed Maria and saw she was still waking up. Good morning," she said, and returned his kiss. "I don't remember last night, but I think it must have been real good." "Oh, I'm glad. I want you to be happy here in my household. And get yourself a boyfriend, or whatever," Mike said. "I'll take me some more of what I've got right here," she said. "Yes, ma'am," Mike replied. And the very second they finished, Mike gave her a kiss, thanked her, and ran naked to his bedroom, where Kurama and Whisper waited. This did not strike him as odd until he was making love to his wife, and he paused. "What the hell did you do?" he asked. "I enchanted you. Relax. It was good, right? Give it," she replied, bucking her hips, and Whisper kissed him. "Yeah, it was good, so don't worry," she whispered. "But I jumped right out of Maria's bed to come here." "That's a good boy," Kurama replied and softly scratched his chest. After making love to his wife, Mike lay his head on her chest. "Please don't enchant me anymore." "Mike, I spared you from awkwardness. You had great sex with a cute girl who wanted to have sex with you before I enchanted her." "Thank you," would be a fitting reply. She tapped his forehead. "Go back and drink her secrets. You forgot because of my spell." "I suppose you can give her a kiss and a cuddle, too." Mike pulled on a bathrobe. "I'm going back to apologize," he said. "She deserves one." Whisper began to speak. "Shut up, you," Mike snapped. "I love you, too," she replied, licking her lips. "He's sexy, Mad." Mike hurried to Maria's room, and he knocked at the door. "I came to apologize," he called out. Maria welcomed him in. "You were enchanted, right?" she asked. Mike nodded. "Kurama wanted me back immediately after. Still wet," he said. "I've been there. Emerald has strange tastes." "Do you forgive me for leaving you?" "Of course, you were enchanted. We both were." She looked into his eyes. "That doesn't change things, though." "I wanted it before the spell." Mike nodded. "You came back because I matter to you," she said. "Of course you matter," Mike replied. "It feels good to matter again." She handed him his pants and gave a smile as well. Spell or no, I consider us to be real. We had a good time, and I liked it. I'd like it again, without a spell, she said. Mike nodded. It was good, but you should really get a boyfriend. I simply can't give you what you deserve. What do I deserve, my king? She asked. You deserve someone who adores you and can spend time with you. You will be spending a lot of time with me, she said. I'll be with you more than your queen, I wager. Well, that's not what I meant, Mike said. I know, Maria replied. And I know that you won't be giving me sex every time I want it. Maria, he interrupted, I can't be your lover. You already are. But Maria, I can't be what you need. Do not tell me what I need. I know what I need. You don't, she said. Why are you against this? And Mike had to think. It's not fair to you. I won't be doing all that boyfriend stuff, and I have so many women. So many women, he said. Yeah, poor baby. I like my job. I like my home. I like my boss. I am not leaving. You need to sort out your feelings because I know you want me to stay. You complain about keeping so many women happy, but you love it. You got all these women who take care of themselves, take care of you, and for some reason, everybody happy. You have got to accept that, Maria insisted. But I don't deserve it, he whispered, and Maria held his hand and said nobody gets what they deserve. I'm happy, you're happy, everybody happy. She kissed him. I got my own king to take care of me. What can I ask for to beat that? I don't know, Mike replied. Me neither. And Mike gave her a kiss as well, and they held each other a while. We can't have any children, he replied. I know, baby, I know. Unless maybe we kill Emerald, she suggested. I don't want that. I know that. And then Mike left her, reluctant to let go. What was his life becoming? This wasn't a harem, but what other word was there? An embarrassment of riches, a dream of lovers. He shook his head in the courtyard. Yet, he couldn't have Karen. The cow would rather not have him at all. But she'd left him a bottle of her milk. For him, hadn't she? And Mike walked to the kitchen, found the bottle, and drank of her milk. It was good cold. Before he knew it, the plastic bottle was empty. He glared at it for failing him. King Mike, the milk isn't her. The milk being gone doesn't mean you'll never see her again, Ryan said, wiping his hands on a towel. It's the last of her that I have, Mike replied. Sylvia or her daughter? Ryan asked. Karen. Well, I don't know anything, and it's not my place, but you can still talk to her, you know. Mike nodded. He handed the emptied bottle to his chef and returned to his bedroom, still carrying his pants. Shizu took them away, smiling. Where had she come from? He wanted to ask her, but she was already gone. He sat down on his bed, where Kurama and Whisper had already gotten dressed.